Let's build the Minecraft crafting table. I think this is the first time this has ever happened to me. This sticker sheet came folded up in between a bunch of bags, and it has a very noticeable crease down the center. I have never received a damaged sticker sheet before from Lego, but hopefully when I peel them off and put them on, it won't be too bad. But gotta be honest, that's a bit of a bummer. So this is a big bag. Years ago, seems like now, my kids and I used to spend a lot of time building Minecraft worlds together. And we'd all go into the same world and we'd create, little towns or buildings. It was so much fun to just kind of, I don't know, spend some time together doing that and just kind of journeying around to each other's houses and stuff. I don't play Minecraft as much as I used to because it started to actually give me, I get motion sick with it. And it's such a bummer because I really do enjoy building in it. It's very similar to, I guess, building with bricks. Just being able to create something. But at least with Lego bricks, we get a little bit more variety instead of just cubes. But amazing what you can do with cubes. So I was pretty excited when this came out. It just kind of felt, I don't know, nostalgic in a way because of all the time that I would play with my kids when they were younger. This is interesting. I don't know, I guess I kind of assumed we would be building up on some sort of base, but we might just be creating our own base here. I'm going to make 8 of these. There could very well be a lot of duplicates, a lot of repetitive stuff. I gotta figure out how many I had there. Let's see. 1 more to go. Because we are essentially just building up a square and walls. So I didn't know if it would be maybe a little bit of a boring build because of that. I didn't pick it up immediately. I loved the look of it, but I was just kind of curious as to, okay, how is this going to actually, work, or is it going to be a fun build? Or I did pick it up. What kind of finally made me do it is our local Costco had it, and they always have it for just a little drop down in price from what you can normally get it for. And that's about all the incentive it took for me to go ahead and grab it. So I thought, well, I'll check it out with you guys and see what we think. There should be more of those. Why are my eyes not? Oh, these aren't supposed to go over here. They're supposed to go over here. Earlier today, Matt was actually putting together the collector's X-Wing, the big X-Wing that came out. And he accidentally put on 2 of the wings, so to speak, backwards. And he came in and he's like, I think I might need a little bit of help. I put these on backwards. It's going to be really hard to get them off because each of them, the way they put it on, there's 4 pins that go in to hold it. And so you're going to have to get the pins out. Can you imagine what a nightmare? And we figured out how to get them out, and we were doing really well with that part, but it seemed like messing with it, we kept breaking pieces off. It seemed like the more we touch it, the more we touched it, the more it was falling apart. It's kind of a delicate build. I'm happy to say we managed to get that all put back together. And it looks great. That was a bit interesting. Why do I feel like I've done something wrong? I have. I tried to make everything symmetrical and it wasn't supposed to be. I promise you I looked at it, but I must have seen it wrong. Now these dark ones are going to go all the way around. So we really are building up the base. I wonder if it's actually just this small. Little bitty cube. I think the one thing that was like, I have to have this set at some point was the little bitty characters. Tiny little creeper, tiny little pig. It was just too much for my heart. There we go. I really, really like that dark brown. Now let's see if we can get these on here right. We're obviously putting in some of the landscape down here. Oops, I didn't want to push all the way down. Here we go. I think he is going to be that small of a cube. The weird thing is that this dropped out of the box and I thought, oh, that's probably the base to it. But I'm not sure what that's going to be because it's not like, I don't know. That's going to be interesting. We're going to build up 2 of the next thing. So I'm going to do that kind of at the same time. Every time I turn the page, I don't have to go back and forth. So we'll make another one of those. And then we'll turn the page. It kind of feels like it's like a little cutout world, the way that they build up the back of the box and then have the front of it kind of exposed with the little world inside of it. Kind of makes me think, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and actually finish this guy. Kind of makes me think that we get to peek into a hidden little world. I think that one of my favorite things to do was we'd go into a world and we'd say, okay, everybody go and find a place where they're going to build their house. And so we'd go off exploring. And it was so much fun to actually be able to, come across a little area in the forest or up on a cliff or something. We are going to put, there is 6 of these, and we're going to put our stickers on each one of these. I guess we can rotate it. So we're going to see how damaged they are once we take them off. And it could be difficult because they really are bent up. Oh, this is a bummer. Well, let's hope for the best here. Try to straighten them out as much as I can. It's just a little crease, but you can definitely see it there, can't you? Wow. That just makes mine extra special. It's my little flaw that makes it real. Go through all of these. But I would look for something like, I don't know, a special rock formation or a special cliff that you could build up on, or a beautiful grove of trees, or it's just, I don't know, looking for something kind of special and magical that you could build in was always my favorite part of it. We did have a few arguments because most of us wanted to build in the kind of, I'm not sure what it's called now. It's like the free world where you didn't have to go gather your own supplies. Everything was just available to you. I've forgotten what that's called. But then the other half of us would want to build in survival mode. You don't have to go and do all the work and everything. But my littlest was a little scared of the night creatures that would come out. So she didn't want to play in survival. But you can change these out whenever you want to any of those. Now we're going to build up our first little guy. Steve, maybe. Let's see, he must have his face on these. Yeah, he does. This doesn't want to go together, couldn't it? Oh, that's cool that they have this little face printed on there. Put his little hairpiece on. Maybe we're going to get a little character for each bag. And then they have their little spots that they go right here. Yeah. These are the reasons that I picked up this set. So it looks like they've actually given us a whole other Steve. Or whoever this is. All right, bag 2. I'm going to build up another character right away. Let's see if we can find the pieces. I think it's a cow. Kind of looks like a cow. Sometimes they're kind of hard to tell what they are. My kids would know exactly who he is. But I'm going to say a cow. Tell me if I'm wrong. Oops. He wanted to leave. I don't think he's a horse. Maybe he's a horse. I'll have to look it up and see. I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of wall building. I did not want to go in there. Oh! I didn't want to go in there because it had something pink in it. I'll get to get that out. It's funny how little pieces can get stuck up inside of bigger pieces. And then you keep trying to cram it in there and it won't go. So it's best to look underneath and make sure you don't have something blocking the way. I'm going to do that again. Looks like, but there's a couple little special spots we're going to have to build in. We're not copying it exactly. Looks like we've got another animal face in here. I'm surprised that they would give duplicates of everything. I guess they think maybe we'll lose them easy. So that goes there, and I hate how it's not straight. Sometimes it helps if you put it on something flat and smush it down. It evens out the edges a little bit. Sometimes. Other times it doesn't work at all. I don't know if they'll build up the entire wall, back wall, and then build up all the little things in the middle, or if we're going to do a bit of both at the same time. Start smushing trick. See, this one actually goes in the middle, which is really interesting. Why would they stack up 3 of those when they could just use a 1x1 brick? Just to irritate our OCD, probably. This is interesting. We're going to put a pin in and put 2 different colors of brown together. So one's the dark and then one's the reddish brown. And we're going to do that 8 times. I wonder why. Very interesting. Set has some curious features to it. entirely sure what we're doing. There we go. We've made 8 now. Pretty sure. We're going to put them around, but we've got to make sure that we're putting the colors right because I've got them going kind of all which ways with the lighter and the dark brown. I guess by putting the pin in, you make for it to be, it makes it stronger than if you just had all of the individual 1x1 bricks, because it's not like you're going to see that the pin's in there in any way. We're hiding it. All right. This little gray one goes up here. We're going to keep working up high on our wall here. It's easy because it's pretty flat. It doesn't have a whole bunch of texture or layers going into it. It's just kind of building up. Now, what are they doing here? This is really weird. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I was like confused. I was looking for longer of the nougat pieces, but they're keeping it interesting on us so we don't get bored, though. And now we're going to work on the inside a little bit. I love this blue. That's pretty. I'm going to build a little rim down here. So if any of you played Minecraft, what did you enjoy doing in it or building in it? I loved putting a garden in. Of course, I had a lot of animals. Chickens were fun. This is making me miss playing it. Oh. If you're building and you just turn the page along with me, did you get a horrible sinking feeling in your stomach? It's okay, we can handle this. I've tried to turn it the same way that they've turned it here on the second page. And we're just going to go row by row. Let's see if I can get this in right. What a nightmare little job they gave us. Wasn't very friendly at all. It's going to look really cool when it's done, though. I should have known with all these tiles down here. I wasn't even paying attention to the pile that was on the table. Just looking for these bigger wall pieces. I want to try my own build where, I don't know, I do like a big cathedral or something and you have like really exquisite flooring in it. Tiled flooring. What have I done? Have I? No. I'm okay. It just kind of dropped down there. Let's see if we can get it even backed up a little bit here. I thought, how did I miss all those pieces up there? It's because it's, when you start putting in the bigger pieces, or the larger squares versus the smaller squares, I need a blue up there. It kind of throws everything off a little bit. It's interesting to me that they've got this tiled because there's not going to be very much that can sit down on it. There I go again. Not looking at my box good enough to know what in the world I'm building. Let's Let's see, this goes here. It's getting a little bit trickier down in here. Make sure I'm putting it in right. This blue one has a green one. I'm just hoping that when I get to the end of this, it looks similar to theirs. Go ahead and put that there. Isn't that cool? It's kind of a piece of art in itself, isn't it? So they've given us more than we need. Probably so that we can have some spares. There we go. Oh, you know, that was a challenging little bag. So let's move on to bag 3. This is going to be fun. We get to build a skeleton. We got, oh, there's his face. He's kind of cracking me up. He's adorable. Get him on there straight. Need a little smooth part for his head. Turn the seam around there a little. He's awesome. These little guys are my favorite. Turn it around. I'm gonna start building this over. It's got all these big blue panels. Pull them out so they're not in the way. Finding the pieces. They are just loving to put these 1x1 plates together. Oops, wait, the gray goes on top. And I am not loving it. You gotta do this twice. One more. I can understand this one though because it's giving a different look than what you'd get in just a regular brick, but I don't know about that other one that they stuck down there that was all the same color. But I shouldn't fuss. I just can't ever get them on straight, and that bothers me. It sounds like a user error, as my son would tell me I was having. I'm going to turn it this way. And we're going to do 2 of the whites and 2 of the dark grays together. So they've switched it to this dark bluish gray compared to the older dark gray from when I was much younger. This goes here. And it's interesting to me. They've done that. I think I like this dark gray better than the old dark gray. The old dark gray almost looked kind of, I don't know, grungy or dirty or something. So I'm totally fine with the switch, but when I just have a big bucket and I'm building, oops, wait, from, you know, have all the grays thrown in together with my free building bricks. And you kind of are using a lot of dark grays and you look back and you kind of check it out. Oops. I'm so sorry. These are supposed to go over one. Then you notice you're just like, oh my goodness, you really notice the difference that doesn't want to come up in the 2 different colors of dark gray. I think the light gray is technically a little bit different too now. It's interesting to me. I don't know if I should actually pull out all of the older one so that they're not in there, or if I should just leave them and allow the different shading to be in there. If you're doing rock or something, it actually works well because it gives variety, and rocks have variety of color in it. We just put a big sky back there, didn't we? Okay, beautiful. It looks like we're going to build something up independently. I wondered about this. I wonder if we were going to be like putting different sections on it. Oh, here's another nightmare one. I've got a ton of pieces in one step. guessing they think that more advanced builders are going to do this. You can definitely tell the sets that they have that are geared more towards children versus an older crowd because they don't have near as many pieces per step. This has a ton. They must think we can handle it. What am I doing wrong? Oh, here we go. No. Yes. That goes in first. And then this little guy's this corner was throwing me off. Corner piece. It's going to be fun because we're going to be seeing the different little worlds here. Going to try to compare. I think it's correct. So probably building up little sections that kind of make you think of a certain part of Minecraft. Make sure I have turned this right. Now where are these gonna... These black plates are gonna make kind of a square. I wanna make sure I get them in the right spot. Oh, looky there, I did it wrong. Oops, I just, I pulled that whole thing out. Watch this magic. I'm just gonna flip it over. There we go. I put that little round teal plate in the wrong spot and I threw everything off. Do I have everything correct there? I think so. Now, I probably did not play Minecraft enough to be able to pull out all of the Easter eggs that I am positive are all over this thing. I'd like for one of my kids to look at it and tell me everything that I'm probably technically missing. Because they were always so much better at knowing the blocks and, what you would need to do certain things. So much better than me. Kids have a tendency to pick up on those things a little bit quicker than adults, I think. Until we become obsessed with something, and then I think we can hold our own. Because I'm not sure what this is. I'm trying to kind of picture. Now, what would this little section of the world be? But it hasn't hit me yet. Please fill me in if you know. This is fun. All right, we're gonna build up a little stack of yellow and green bricks together. This flower does not want to go in. Sometimes these flowers are really particular about using the tops of them. There we go. The bottoms are fine. It's just the tops that can get a little fussy. At least for me. But it could be just for me. I'm going to smush that down, see if I can get it to be straight. And then that goes right there. I recently picked up the Panda Minecraft house Lego set. I haven't built it yet. I need to. It's so adorable. I like the little houses. I don't buy a ton of Minecraft Lego sets. I always look at them and I always think about it, except for the animal houses, and I'll pick those up. I like those. Some water over here, at least it's contained. Wow, another little flower. Be a little plant in the water. Stacking up some ones again. Let's see if we can get them on there straight. thought maybe we were supposed to do 2, but it's just 1 there. This one's a little bit different over here. We're definitely working with miniature, kind of a feel to it. You're building where 1 brick becomes actually a very big representation of something. That might be a tree. It always mesmerizes me when what they're able to do. I definitely think way too big. I'm not good at thinking in small form, and I want to put more pieces than would be necessary. Kind of have to have an abstract view of things, I think, to be able to really build it. It amazes me because they do such an amazing job. You see it and you're like, oh my goodness, I never would have thought that just those 2 pieces could make such a perfect tree or house. So let's go here. It's like it's a little cave in there or something. Plate it on top. One more. They've left us a lot of extra pieces. All right, we're gonna make sure we get it in there. He's gonna go back there. I wonder if we're just gonna build up a whole bunch of like these little bitty boxes and then be able to take them all off to see it. Each one individually. Okay, bag 4. All right, I totally had to cheat. Did not know what this next little figure was. And so I went and looked it up. It's on Lego.com. It's on, if you go to look at the set, it tells you all of the characters, and that is a cow. I was correct. But I would never have gotten this one right. This is the witch. I was thinking villager? So there is a villager, but that's not it. So I'm pretty sure that that's the witch. We'll have 4 more to go. It does seem like we're getting 1 in each bag, which is awesome. Build the wallet. Bag 4 was a little bag, though, wasn't it? Could be scary, though. Sometimes little bags you think, oh, I'm just going to fly through this, and then there's something kind of technical that you have to end up doing. Let's come back around to this side. We're gonna, let's see, we've got this nougat color, and we're gonna put 2 of these plates together 3 times. I think my hands are going to be cramping at the end of this build. Hold these little bitty things. Where's the last one? You have to be in here. He was really hiding from me. There we go. So I have those together. First I'll put that in. We have these stripes going on. Oh, sometimes I really am an idiot. Isn't there like a chest or something? In the world? And would that be what this is? Because it looks like a chest. I shouldn't be allowed. Shouldn't be allowed to build this with as ignorant as I am. How did I build as much as I did in Minecraft and not know these things? Because all I cared about was building up a pretty house. Turn this around and we're going to do a little bit more plating, it looks like. Okay. Or flooring, so to speak. love it when they put in water. They've never really gotten into like full landscape builds like they've done. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. They've done national landmarks and stuff, world landmarks, but they've never, oh, gosh, now I'm gonna have to go look to make sure I did something wrong there. There's not supposed to be two greens together like that. Let's see, we might have to take this out. This one goes there. But then we need another little, oh, the water piece goes down there. There we go. I think my eyes are traveling thinking farther up than I am, and I've moved down more, so I'm still trying to put in the same thing over and over again. Makes you worried about my eyes, but I did just have them checked thoroughly, and they are fine, they say. Oh, this is a fun piece. What do we get to do with you? I'm going to turn him over. It's like little table legs. Maybe we're building a table. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna put two of these together. Now that is going kind of upside down on this. Oh no, these are its little legs. And this is, now what are you? I think it's gonna go right there. I think this is the crafting table. That's what we're building in. That is really bothering me. It's not a chest. It's the table, but I don't know what this is. I'm going to have somebody tell me exactly what it is that I'm building. My daughter's out right now. As soon as she gets back, I'm going to be like, okay, what am I building? What is this? What is this? Sorry, this is actually cracking me up. And see, that goes up on top of there. That goes there. It's going to be fun. We're going to be able to hook something into that, I think. I do know what these are. These are trees. I don't think it's supposed to be black. I think it's supposed to be the brown one here. But it says we're supposed to do two of them. Now it has one longer tile on one side, and then they put just the 1x1 tiles all the way around, make it a cute little tree. Cute little boxy tree. That's a really cool way of making one. And then down there. Oh, I like that. They have this one aimed this way, so they're not both aimed the exact same way with the longer parts, but oh, this must be like their A birch tree, or kind of remind me of an aspen or something. With more of the white bark on it. Let's see one more. I like how there's a little bit of landscaping going up around it. Okay, bag 5. It was driving me completely crazy that I kept coming across things that I had no clue what they were. So I took a break and I called my son and we talked about it. He actually pulled up the instructions online and looked through it with me. We did a little bit of research and we think we have a little bit of an idea of what they're doing here. This here, we believe, is supposed to be like a deep, dark, lush cave. And that's what's, I guess, being represented there. And then this is a swamp here. And this is the little swamp house, which I believe is like maybe like the witch's house. And so we're going to start with bag 5. And straight away we're going to pull out the creeper, which is so adorable. He's just complete. He doesn't have to be stacked up. He's just like that. They made that easy on us. I'm going to build up a little bit of the wall before we get started on what looks like another little section of land. Oh, I put that on the wrong side. So they're kind of representing different land areas or landscaped areas. Let's see, what am I doing? Oh, we're going to build this down here. So they've kind of sectioned out different types of biome areas, and then we going to kind of stack them up on top of each other, I think. So I'm definitely a little bit educated on how this is going to go because we did look through it all together to try to get an idea. Because I was like, I feel like I am just stumbling here and know nothing, and it was just really bothering me. But it's actually really cool what they're going to do. Let's see, did I do that right? Yes. And I quickly became very impressed with the set. I was thinking maybe it was going to be a little bit simplistic. Not at all. We are in for a real treat here. Put that in there. Now we have all the land areas in, I think. At least covering the base, so to speak. And one thing I saw was this picture that we put down here is actually like a blueprint of all of the different types of land areas that we are putting on, which was like so cool. It's like a little bitty tree growing back there. A baby tree. Let's see here. Make a bigger tree. I don't think that a zombie is represented at all in the little characters. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I saw one, which really surprised me. Because from what I know, they're kind of the things you have to look out for a lot. What's this one? So I just assumed that they would for sure put one in, but they didn't. A bit surprising, I think. Now this area over here, I think it's almost going to be like a little desert, which is going to be fun. They have some big areas, you know, like this, the deep dark cave, and then they have some bigger ones we're going to stack up. We'll start the next one here. And then they have some of the other ones like the swamp, and they're just kind of represented in a smaller way right here around the edge. think this might be part of a cave. It is definitely looking kind of gray. Very cave-like. Let's see here. That's kind of where they're leaving like a hole here, I think. I looked at the end products of each one. I didn't pay attention much to the process of building them. I think that's supposed to be empty right there. Oh, it is, because we put this here. One step more and we filled the hole. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe some rock with water in it. Put these little guys in there. All right. It almost looks like a little entryway. Doesn't it? You could walk through it, our little guys. Oh, look at the mine cart. It's so sweet. My son and I at one point built up kind of a western town. And we had one side, we had a mountain on either side, and we had a mine on one side of the mountain that was kind of encircling the town. And he walked in and we had my son had built up a whole cart system for little mine carts to go around in, and it was a lot of fun, but we were so focused on building the outside of the town that we didn't do as much on the inside. And I wish we'd been able to do more, because there's something really cool about building up a mine. I'm thinking that might be a really cool idea to do, just to focus on building the interior part of a kind of like an old gold mine. That's an interesting little thing we did. Wait, I feel like I'm missing something. I'm definitely doing something wrong here. There is not. I've got it all messed up. It was a 3 long. There we go, not a 2. Now it looks right. Little cutout areas in the rock. And you're sitting there shoveling through. I get claustrophobic, and so whenever I was building in Minecraft and I'd be underground, I would actually start to get a little panicky if I didn't feel like I knew my way out or something, or, you know, if it was getting really tight. I would always make sure I was in a big area, or I would panic and like dig out a whole big area, because I was just like, I can't do it, it's freaking me out. And I'd look over and my kids would be just like making these narrow, tiny little crevices to kind of crawl through with their character, and I was like, oh my goodness, I know it's just a game, but there is no way. They'd come into my area and they'd be like, wow, you have these huge caverns, and I was like, yep. And then I'm also kind of scared of the dark, so being down deep in the mines, I'd be constantly putting torches everywhere. It's probably best that I stayed above ground. We went into some caves in Kentucky once upon a time. It was a very big cave. There was no concern about being really claustrophobic, but there was something about actually being underground like that. I wasn't loving it. I definitely wouldn't do well being a miner, I don't think. I feel like they're representing the kind of the blocky structure of the land really well. Look at this, we're putting little grass pieces on top of them. Just looks very, very much like it, doesn't it? We can turn that around and put that on here. Now I believe what we are making is a cherry grove, cherry tree grove is what I was going to say, but yes, that would be probably accurate. And it has an old abandoned mine shaft in there, and it connects to the deeper cave, which I thought was really cool. Driving me nuts, they're not straight. And build up some trees. It looks like we're going to do it twice. I like that they put in the cherry trees. That's really cool. We're kind of building them up here on the outsides and then put a longer one on one side and then a short one. So we've got two sides that are a little bit wider coming out. Thicker, so to speak. It's kind of funny that they put actual flowers down here instead of just putting like a block, because it should have probably been just a block like everything else. Well, I guess they did have flowers. They did have something that looks more like a flower and not just a block when you saw them out when you're wandering around. All right, we're going to put this one here, and this one's going to go up here. And we have our little cherry tree grove, and it's going to fit right here. To our other cave. So that's what's really cool, is like that part is actually connecting in there. So imagine if you went into the cave, you can actually see through, just barely. If you peek in there, you can see through until to this deep dark cave. Wow, that is a lot of leftover little pieces. All right, we'll move on to bag 6. It's a lot of brown. I think we might be working on the actual crafting box here itself. Building it up a little bit thicker. They're gonna kind of work down in that little recessed part there. It's kind of interesting to me how they have that little area down there. One of those on there. There's probably a reason for it here that we will find out about soon. Kind of curious, I wonder if we're making clouds built into this. I'll bet that's what that is. That sounds right. Yeah, these are supposed to... They're supposed to have the holes in them, because it has the kind of the indent on the top. It's kind of weird that they do that when we don't technically need a hole. What did I do wrong? I have done something. Oh my goodness, everything's got to come down. This goes here. I missed a 1x2 there. And then this goes here. We'll keep working it. Now this needs a plate on the bottom of it, so we get it up to the right height. And these two go together. Because I haven't paid too much attention to the actual crafting box. Crafting table. Let's see if it's looking like it looks in the game. You know it does, though, because they usually are so accurate about these things. Now we're just going to keep going. Built up another layer, but these are going to be plates up here. This is supposed to be a dark brown with a hole in it that I forgot to put in. I can do this. It's wanting to fight me because some of these are just those 1x1 plates stacked up, and so they're a little wonky. Right, now that we have that in there, then that will go in just like that. Kind of evening up the top here, which is nice. Although some parts it comes off real easy. I'm sure they're going to secure it in a bit. See, I think there's a one that goes here. A little one square. I have so many going on, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Oh, a whole bunch of ones. Figure out how many times it goes. And it goes to this, I think. I hope I did that right. I'm telling you, there are some crooked ones here, though. They are really building this up, aren't they? There's some areas that just feel really unstable, though. I'm wanting them to secure it. I know they will. Make sure you're getting those holes covered because they're not supposed to show. They're just using those pieces with the little holes in it. I'd love to ask them why they do that. When it doesn't need to have a hole, why they would use that piece. Kind of a mystery to me. I think that's another dark one. We have two different colors of brown here. I'm trying to make sure I use the right one. And another row. It's let's see. It's getting tall on the outside, but the inside's not being built up yet. So it's getting deeper and deeper in there. So we need a square. A full square. I built an all kind of glass house one time. And it was a lot of fun. Let's see here. What are they doing? Putting them, not that way. We're putting up the one up here. And then over here, you're going to make this uneven. Now, we're going to make 8 of these where we put them together. I'm wondering if it's like because they were doing so many of these kind where they're putting them together, it was easier to just use the same pieces even when they're not supposed to be together. Maybe it's easier in their processing or something. They're putting all the pieces together for the sets. It's my theory, at least. Said 8, right? Yes. 8 of them. 2 browns. A light and a dark. Kind of light. It's still just kind of a solid brown color. The other one's just really dark. Oops. That should... Oh no. Not the right color. Here we go. So that should be 8. If I'm seeing things straight, let's put one here. And then there seem to be overlapping some of these seams that I was fussing about that They're making it to where things were easily falling off. But because they're connected together, they hold. That's actually really genius. What else would we expect? Let's see here. This one was supposed to go there. I'm going to fill up. Instead of using just a 1x1 brick, they're going to stack 3 of them. Of course. Just to give us a challenge. And this area is kind of interesting, the way it's layered. So we're gonna, oh my, doesn't want to move. So that goes there, and then that goes there. I think I forgot. Yeah, this corner piece there. Wow, look at it from the inside. That's pretty cool, huh? So push that down all the way. But we are not done yet. We are going to go round again, back and forth and back and forth. Kind of wonder if this is going to be the height when we're done here. If this will be the kind of the finish of that. But we will have to see. Put these on. I think I'm getting good at it now. Kind of see where they're going with it. All right. We just layered a whole bunch, didn't we? But look at how cool that is. That looks like a hammer. I will bet those are supposed to signify something. But I'm not entirely sure what each one of them is. Oh, I'll have to ask my kids. All right, bag 7. Now I think we have the inside walls. The sky, so to speak. But first we're going to make a little villager. These guys are funny. They kind of make me laugh whenever they're wandering around. Kind of look like they have long noses. Put his little head on there. It goes next to the creeper. Very nice. I'll bet you that we actually have, yep, an extra one. They're giving us double of everybody, which is very generous of them. Now we're going to work on that back wall of blue. This is a beautiful blue. I really like it. But I definitely don't have anything to complain about with the color that Lego picks to use with their brick. That actually comes up above, so maybe we're going to have something that goes on top after all. Well, this is easy. I'm going to build up the sky really fast. There we go. Now this is an interesting color. We're getting ready to put in some really bright yellow here. Sun maybe? Well, it wouldn't be the moon with that bright of a sky. Now what did I do? Oh! Way too hasty. That goes over one. And then we need to put this in here. I was just trying to move way too fast there. All right. Kind of cruised through a couple pages there. Oh my goodness, they're still not done. Building up this back. Let's see here. bubbles, and then you put this one in. It's all this really dark brown, which is actually kind of hard to pick out exactly which pieces they're using. I think it'll be the same here though, because the print is so dark on the instruction book that sometimes you have to kind of squint to see exactly which piece is being used. Now, we're going to turn it to the inside here and build up another layer of sky. Oops. Sky is falling. A little thin wispy cloud up there. Oh, I just pushed a tree off. Timber. There we go. And one more row. And then maybe they'll be done. But it's hard to say. Get these little 1x1 plates. I like to kind of squeeze them in there. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to tile the top. So there is a roof, so to speak, that sits on this. And remember I said that I thought we were building up the base with this? Well, I think this is the actual roof, if I paid attention well enough when I was glancing through. Which actually makes a lot of sense, because I was like, how are they going to make it if it has an overhang where it's strong? But if you have something like that, then it would be. So obviously it's pretty easily detached because it's probably just sitting on those right there. A lot of pieces going in here. Nope. Let's move that over when we need a thinner one in there first. I think our box is probably getting close to being done with its height there. Right now we're going to build up. Oh, if the little picture here is telling us correctly, we're going to build up the little village. It's in another little grassland, so to speak, plains. I remember the first time that I came across a village in Minecraft, and I was like, what is this? They're like, it's a village. Like, a village? There's villages? Are these people friendly? They're like, yeah, just they'll leave you alone if you leave them alone. Now, where? I guess we need this little piece after all. I thought it would be extra for his pants, so to speak, but it looks like we have to use it here. A little bitty tree, maybe. I like how they put the village in. That was really smart, I think. I think that this corner piece goes in here. We're going to leave a hole in there. Got a little river running through it. Build up another layer here. Wait, these go back in here. It's cool how they're making the different graduating layers. Oh, I'm thinking that this is like their little garden. They're probably growing something there. They're water's a little far away from their plants, though. From my experience, it has to be much closer or my plants don't grow. Oh, it's a little hut. How sweet. Oh. Let's see here. It's just a... Look at that. All right, one goes up here, and then we're going to build another one. And it's going to go down a little bit lower. That is adorable. There's something so cute about tiny little things. Let's see here. Here we go. Oh, we get to build another one a little bit bigger. That's going to sit in there. All right, I'm going to start with this. This might be a 2-story hut, and it's got windows on both layers there. Oh, actually, I'll bet you it's turning this way. Yeah. Now, let's see. We're going to... Oh, he's got a taller roof to him. And then he goes in like this. Oh, that might be my favorite so far. That's so sweet. And then that one's going to go down in there. Right for our little villager. I love it. All right, bag 8. Oh, we get to build the pig. I've been excited about this one. I like pigs. Extra pig face. I just think they're adorable. I always wanted a pot-bellied pig growing up. I didn't ever get one. I guess that's where Mom drew the line. I think I probably should have lived on a farm, though. With as much as I love animals. Although that can be a... I would have a no-kill farm. The printing on that is so weird. So you put a corner tile there, you put this in, and then you put a corner tile there. But it looks like it's got some sort of weird angle piece to it. And I'm like, is this a new piece? What am I not seeing? That's kind of funny. I would never let my dad kill anything. You know, any little rabbit or anything that got... not rabbit, a mouse, or, well, rabbit if it came around. Actually, there was a rabbit. We had a bunch of friends over, and us kids were outside playing in the front. And there was this big old black rabbit that comes running by. And we're like, oh my goodness. And so we rush in, and we tell our dad, you know, Daddy, there's a rabbit. We got to save the rabbit. It's going to get run over. They're like, what? So my dad and our friend's dad, they go out there, and they went running all over the neighborhood trying to catch this rabbit, because they were at first like, well, we can't catch it. They tried, and it, you know, the thing was fast. And they're like, well, we can't really catch it. It'll be fine. And we're like, no, it's going to die. And we just completely freaked out. And so they went chasing this rabbit all over the neighborhood so that their kids wouldn't completely lose it. And they caught it. And they said, oh, this is a big one. It's probably raised, you know, for meat. And oh, I just thought my heart was just going to go completely to the ground. How could anybody do that? And I just was so upset. I said, well, we can't give it back. And they're like, well, if we're not the owners, we know we have to try. And so we put up posters, and we kind of let people know that we caught the bunny. But nobody came. Nobody called, and we kept it for a while. I don't remember what cage we had it in. And my parents decided after, I don't know, a few weeks, they were like, okay, we can keep it. Because there was no way he was going. We named him Ramses. And there was no way he was going to go anywhere else except stay there with us. And they were like, well, he has to live outside because he's an outdoor rabbit. He was really big. And so my dad built this really, really, really cool hutch. And then we put it under these 2 huge trees in our backyard. Huge pine trees that had, this goes upside down. They had a big, it was kind of like a canopy that you could walk underneath of them. This is like lava. I'm not sure what in the world. I think it's lava in there. Now, I don't know which land area this is. It's got me a little stumped. But he was happy. He loved it out there in his little home. And we would go let him out. And our yard was fenced, and so we'd let him out when we went out to play. And he'd just play with us, and he was the sweetest rabbit. He was black. It was like all black except for a little white on his nose. Let's see here. I wouldn't dig too deep in this area. You might not like what you find. Definitely could be a little risky. Let's see here. We need to put a little green piece. I can't figure out if it's, yeah, it's the dark green that's on top of this, not the moss green. I was going to paint my kitchen cabinets blue, but I've actually decided to paint them a green because I think it will actually look better. This goes up here with the red flooring that I have in. And I have been telling myself for a couple of years now that I'm going to paint those cabinets. But if I don't get started soon, I'm just going to end up being a liar here. And that's just not going to be tolerated. Did we get all of those in? I think so. Because I'm like, oh, dropped a piece. There we go. At least it'd be warm in this area. It got cold. Go find some lava. We just showed a couple of our girls the movie Twister, the old one. And I really don't like tornadoes. I have a very healthy fear of them. I had to travel through too many storms going back and forth from Colorado and family in Arkansas, and saw too many tornadic storms growing up. So I really don't like that movie. It wasn't horrible, but my husband was like, well, what other movies have they not seen? And when we were pulling it up to rent on, I don't know, Amazon Prime or something, they also suggested Dante's Peak. We're going to make 2 trees. And that's the movie about the volcano erupting. I was like, oh man, my mom used to make me watch that growing up. Terrified me. The idea of lava is just scary. I'm not sure which terrifies me more, a tornado or lava. He's got a tall little top to his tree, doesn't he? But it doesn't have a smooth plate on top. He just goes just like that. He sits up here. I like those trees, actually. Makes me feel like it's a pine. I think I would love a home surrounded with pine trees. All right. Now he is going to go down into here. A rocky little lava-filled land there. All right, bag 9. Our last little character, and I believe that this is Alex. I hope I'm right about that, because I'm pretty sure he has the orange hair. My daughter has more of a darker red hair. Not really dark, just a little bit darker. But my son has much brighter red. It's kind of funny, they're not complete copies of each other. I have been very excited about building up this little world. This is the ice spikes. Just feels like there would be something so majestic about them. Let's see, that goes there. Building up this whole little base here quickly. I think we're going to leave that little indent there. Start building up our spikes. Oh, I was looking for a shorter one, but it looks shorter in the picture because you do put it down in there, in that little indent. This is an interesting piece. A red piece. Pull his little head out. They gave us 2 faces, but did they give us 2 of his hair? I pulled it out already, not paying attention. I had to give my dogs a haircut today. That took absolutely forever. I was trying a new technique on their legs to try to get them to look a little bit fluffier. I don't know that I succeeded. They look okay. They maybe look better than last time. I would love to become professionally trained for dog grooming. Oh, that would be so much fun. I would love working with animals like that, although it could end up being a rather dangerous job. My health does not allow it at this point, so I just dream about that, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? My dogs are funny because they have their little, I don't know, particulars of what they are okay with. And have you ever seen a horse sometimes on those little funny videos where he'll just like kick his back leg out behind him? It's not really funny, I suppose, because he can kick people if they're back there. But all of a sudden they'll just have like a reflex and they'll just kick their back leg out. Well, that's what Wally does when you're trimming his feet. You get close to him, he all of a sudden, it's not like he just kind of moves it like you're annoying him or something. It's like he's got some sort of reflex and you like hit the wrong hair or something and he just like kicks his foot straight out back, and it's just so funny. It's not very helpful, but it's funny. Make sure you turn this the right way. Kind of working in all kinds of areas here to make these little spikes. Put toppers on 3 of these. But just as soon as I get ready to make a little trim, his back foot will kick out. I'm going to have to start all over again, get into the area. He tries really hard to be a good boy, and he is. He just has this little reflex. When I first started grooming him, he really didn't like the face. Which I think that's that would be a scary area for a dog. I mean, they'd really have to feel like they could trust you. Let's see here. So I can respect that that would be. So I just worked very, very slowly the first few trims. His face didn't look perfect. That was okay because it was better to build up the trust with him. And now I've gotten to where I can do all of his face, and he's a really good boy, except for his neck area, underneath of his neck, or his chin, I suppose. Which, I mean, that's an area that dogs in general really protect, so it totally makes sense. But he has got the droopiest, loose skin there. And I'm like, I do not want to take any trimmer blade to that. So I just kind of do a little bit. And this is going to fit down into there. Look at that. That's really cool. That's why we put that little red thing. Well, that was fast. Put that up here on top. And move on to our very last bag. So we're going to need our white plate. And why do I feel like we're going to do a ton of tiling? They put that one on. And then they flip it over, I think like this. They're going to put this white one right in the center. I guess it needs to be a little bit wider. Oh, oh. Everything went flying there. My daughter saw that I was building this, and when it first came out, she was like, oh, I really want that one. But then she never picked it up. I was like, I thought you really wanted it. She's like, yeah, I know, but she bought Diagon Alley recently, saved up for it, and she's just like, I cannot spend any more money right now. Oh, we understand that. So she hasn't gotten this one, but she came in and saw that I was building it, and she was just like, oh man. She was loving looking at all the parts. That's always the kind of the hard thing, you know, when you have an entire family. I'm going to flip this over now. That adores Lego sets. There are, I think that goes right. I think that's correct, yes. There's always somebody that's getting, you know, a set that somebody else doesn't have. And maybe somebody else wanted, and then they're like, oh, and it's so funny. Nobody has a lack of Lego sets, but we all get jealous when somebody has something that we haven't been able to pick up yet. Silly, isn't it? Recently, one of my daughter's friends said something about that their parents never got them any sets for Christmas. And I was like, oh my goodness. That just broke my heart. I was like, every Christmas, everybody should get a set. But I have a feeling we're a little bit of an odd family in that way. See, we're going to put a little square one here on each corner. Working on the outer edge here first. And then it is the same all the way around, which makes it easy. At least I hope I'm seeing that right. I don't love getting tiles up once you put them down. I kind of like how they're working from the outside and then working in. I don't know why that's satisfying, but it is. Oh boy. It's been nice and easy so far, and then look at what they're doing to us. So you're gonna put a brown one in each one of those steps going down. And then like the really light nougat up there. That wasn't too bad. And then put one of those in. So we're going to do that in every single corner, it looks like. I thought, what in the world? Why would you put that many pieces going down in one thing? But actually, it's not that bad because it's this little special pattern going in. And then it's just a whole bunch of these squares that just get lined up everywhere. All the way across here and all the way down the other side. But I'm going to go ahead and do these on each one. It's actually really cool. I would love to learn how to lay tile. I think that would be a fun job. I think I just would like to do a lot of things. I have a tendency to want to learn as many skills as I can. Now we're just going to go all the way around with these squares. Top to our little box here. My hands are going to need a break after this though. It's a lot of repetitive. It kind of gets cramping. Finger workout. Right. So we have all that in, and let's see what they're going to do next. So I think that they're putting like that. But then there has to be an additional 1x2 tile in there. It's a little bit longer there than it is wider. We're making more of a rectangle than a square as we're coming in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they've thrown it all on us again. Okay, we have our outer thing. Oh, this is easy. We're going to put these in with spaces. All between them like this, and then we're going to fill it in with the dark brown. At least I picked up on that pattern a little easier. Let's see, these go this way, the 4s go that way. We'll fill it in with 2s. My goodness, I can't believe it. We finished it. I'm so excited. It looks so good. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm like, I'm missing a tile. Look at that. And we're going to put it right up here on top of our box. And it's all done. Oh, I'm so glad I picked up this set. It is way better than I thought it was going to be. It's really, really cool. And I'm so glad that you are here with me, and I will build again with you very soon.